Hello everybody, in today's VOD we are going over some Jett gameplay on Ascent, and I believe he is gold 2. Okay, so we're gold 2 right now. And he has said that I want to play aggressive and carry my team heavily. Not sure if that changes your perspective. Okay, so yes and no. It was a good peek right there. Okay, now you are playing a little bit slower, which is sometimes an issue, but it's good because you had your teammates ready to use utility. So what I would do, honestly, so you kind of made a bad decision on buying the sheriff. Really, if you're planning on dashing out like you are, then you really want to have a smoke with it. Now if you're gonna dash out, which I don't think is the best option, so if you don't have a smoke, I think your best bet is either to peek out, so you just want to like run out of the smoke here and then dash back in if you get shot or something like that. But honestly, you got really lucky with the guy getting Astra pulled, as well as the Sova dart being there to help you out. But most of the time you really need that smoke to dash into. So while the sheriff is good, the ghost is also really strong. And you kind of have to switch up your playstyle based on which weapon you're using. I don't like that you're pre-aiming and just like spamming this angle. I think that you should be setting up, especially since there's a Reyna alive and you only have 30 HP, right? Like there's no reason for you to be doing this. Also, you're never going to wallbang through that wall there because of the way it is. So that wall, or trying to wallbang there, is really bad. Like you guys are in a 4v2. And it ends up being a 2v or a one person alive. So that's really bad. You should never ever have that happen in a 4v2. Whoa, that's a never do that. Never ever jump peek this with your knife out. This is an angle where the enemies can easily be. You should always be pre-aiming it. And always be ready for that enemy to peek you on this angle. It's a very common angle for people to peek early on, especially at higher ranks. Okay, that was an okay dash. I don't like that you're spamming so much. The main reason you don't want to spam here is because it causes you to reload, and if you're reloading, which the enemies can hear, and they run out with, classic or shorty or something, then you are in really big trouble. So make sure that you are not just random spamming, you need to be controlled spamming. And what I mean by controlled spamming is think about where the enemies could be and do small bursts in that direction. So like an angle, let me go back to the smoke. So like right here. So like you want to be either spamming like only in this direction or only like in the corner. So like a lot of the times people will sit in the middle of the smoke, not in the middle, but like right on the very edge. So you want to spam the edges. You don't want to just like do what he does here. And then here, I'll show you what he does. So you don't want to just like throw your mouse around a bunch like that. You want to do really precise spams, because if you get a tag on somebody, that's okay, but if you get like 100 damage on somebody, that's really strong. So you want to be doing much more concise sprays. You're letting your Sova go first here, which is kind of bad. You should be going in front of him, getting a little bit more aggressive than he is. Now you guys have already made noise here. There's no need for you to be shifting anymore, especially once your Sova is just running up like that and your Astra's already putting stars down. This is when you need to be pushing up to take space instead of just sitting back like you are. So you see Sova threw his dart out, Chamber teleported, you see him on Gen, and you're kind of just AFK. I guess you're waiting for the drone here, but after the dart, really important for you to get out onto site. And you see there, since tree wasn't smoked, and that's something that you could have known. So like, look how much time it takes for you to get on site as Jett. So it's 135 right here, 134. The enemy's already rotating by this time. Your Astra double smokes heaven. There's 128, 127, 6. You see Chamber. As soon as you see Chamber on site, that is your cue to go in. Absolutely no reason for you to wait this long. Your Astra smokes are still down. And then it takes you, I think it takes you 20 seconds to get onto site. The only util you need to wait for as Jett is a radar, a flash, or nothing. There's not much you need to wait for as Jett. Also, you are you're dashing, or you're throwing your smoke too far, and you're dashing before it, which is an issue, as you can see there. But like, look at how many people are on site already. There's 4 people here, and then there's 1 person tree. That's because you guys took 20 seconds to get into the site. The faster you get onto site, the harder it is for the enemies to retake. This is how you should be peeking main. You don't need to pre-fire it, but that's how you should be peeking it. Okay, you guys got to kill towards cat, which means that you could slowly push up in a main and check the site. Try and get another pick. Right here, you are exiting site and you don't have a cover for heaven. A lot of the times, like, as soon as you get on site, you can throw a smoke right here, blocking off the heaven peak so that it's a one-way for you. That literally just that one smoke would have gotten you a free kill on the Jett, and it would have blocked the Reina flash there. Another thing is your positioning on site is really bad. This happens to me occasionally where you path to the right when you need to path towards generator, because pathing towards like that box is only one really tiny piece of cover, and dice right there is really bad cover. So you should be pathing towards generator, especially once you know that there's a Reina in cat. You need to be blocking off as much of heaven as possible. You're trying to carry the team, but your team is here, and you are doing your own thing. Like, you should really try and be playing with your team more. And honestly, going A main is fine if your team is going cat, but you need to be faster in helping them out. Like, you really need to be supporting them no matter where they're going. So you see, you're never the first one to peek, which is a big issue. You're shifting up here. They have the Viper wall. What's the plan? You are going to ping right there. I guess that's where you're going to dash in. Okay, we dash in Jen. How do we play this? 1 dice, good kill. You're going to updraft into that smoke. I can feel it. Okay. Okay, very panicked here. Okay, so let's talk about how we can play this differently. So the dash was great. Honestly, you should really get used to dash updrafting onto Jen instead of back Jen. It's a really strong position. So you could updraft here onto Jen, and I really like staying on top of Jen. It gives you a really strong angle into heaven there. Pull out your freaking gun. Okay, big panic. You didn't get the gun. Okay, so right here, look, you didn't go for the gun when you smoked. You waited way too long. You needed to go immediately as soon as you threw that smoke, and you would have had a lot more time. And then you just full on panicked. You crouched. You said, oh God, what's happening? I need to get a kill right now. Instead of just holding for a second, taking your time, relaxing. They don't even know you're there. And then you get a headshot. But so taking your time would have helped a lot in that situation. You don't need to do this jump peek in mid either. So like your whole team, look, you are very stuck on going A here. Look, your whole team is B. Now, the place that you're at is kind of okay because you can lurk top middle. So a lot of the times when people are running B site, then that makes it so that the enemies, tell their teammates, and then the A player, if they're playing heaven, will rotate through spawn. The cat player will rotate through mid, or if they're A main, they might rotate through here. So those are the main places people rotate from. Especially if you get a comm that they're, going fast B like this, or they're heavy B. Now, at this point, you can think about where you can get a free pick. Now, this is always a free pick here if they don't know you're there. So make sure that you're not making noise like this. And in any given situation where your teammates are making a lot of noise B, the enemies are not going to be thinking about going top mid. But like, look right here. Like, you didn't have to... you didn't have to let that Jett know you're there. Also, you're playing way too many mind games here on this angle. Like, you got to relax, man. You got to just say, fuck it, I'm wide swinging. That's the Jett mentality with the operator. You don't need to do any of these jump jiggle peaks like you're doing, like pros do. I never do that shit. Unless there's like an operator, it's really not necessary. Now, if you knew Chamber had an op here, what I would have done is updrafted onto the box and then peeked him. Another thing is you are peeking before you scope in with your op. Like you can see you had your op not scoped in yet, and then you peeked with it. You need to scope in before you peek. Why is he certain they're not going to take A control? Like go up through A main? Most of the time, if anybody goes up through A main to rotate, then they're gonna make noise. Like this is just too far of a rotation to not like, or to shift up. Like it's just way too long. They're either going to grab the orb because they think nobody's there, or they're just going to run it. Let's see how we take B site. So you're very rigid in the playstyle you have. It seems like you're very afraid to make plays, and you're very patient when you need to just be go, go, go. Like, look at your Phoenix here. He's running up. You're still shift walking. What is it that you're doing by shift walking here? What is it you're gaining while your Phoenix is already out? Like, you're still shift walking. Why does it matter if they hear you? They know you're here for real. Like they know for a fact that you're here. There's 0% chance that they are going to, not rotate at this point. And you've already lost all your health because you were just shift walking in main instead of running out with your teammate. And like, you're panicked as heck right now with 26 HP. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to position, and you're very afraid of what's happening. Now, right here, you show a distinct lack of knowledge of angle advantage. Right now, half your body is sticking out of the wall. Right now, the person that you're trying to peek can see you. Okay? So this is bad. This is extremely bad. If you're ever this close to an angle and your face is right up on it, anybody that's pushing you is going to see you before you see them. So make sure this is never something that you're doing. Like peeking, like jiggling like that, the enemy's going to have such a big advantage on you. Also, peeking in general here is really, really bad. You don't need to be getting kills. You don't need to frag out. You have 26 HP. You need to save your gun. You have no money for the next round. Absolutely do not be doing this. Okay, we're going A main again. So with darts. You haven't peeked yet. Okay, there we go. Peeked him. Missed a little. You're very non-confident with what you're doing. Your Sage is running top mid. You should be running too. You don't need to be shifting. Go for the kill in bottom middle. That was a really good smoke on Cat. Knowing that he could peek you there is really, really important. And it was good kind of premonition to have. Good. You're very panicked here though. It's very, very obvious how panicky you are and how not in control of the situation you feel. You really need to kind of have a solid plan on how you're going to deal with both of these people. So there's one there and there's one there. So how can we easily deal with both of them? Now, you made the smart decision to go down here, which blocks off the Sage from peeking you as you peek Cat. So that's a really good play. But you really need to understand that you have teammates top middle watching bottom middle. So as long as you're further away from the way she can peek you, so as long as this sightline is matched by your Sage here, she's never going to kill you in bottom middle. So this is really good that you go out here. You got lucky that the Jett missed the shot, but now at this point, like, you have 3 bullets, dude. You don't need to be like pushing him. Like 16 bullets is fine. Let's see, 11 bullets. You need to know that you have 11 bullets here. Now that you know that she's up top, your crosshair should move straight up. You shouldn't be shooting, like, you shoot before you aim. You shoot 9 of your bullets before you even aim. So that's the biggest issue here, is that you're panicking and you're shooting before you even realize like where she is and where her head is. So you need to be slowing it down and realizing that you can just kind of that you can, take your time with your aim. Whoa. Right there, what I can say is you were making the mistake of holding W. So when you're pushing like an angle like this, you don't want to hold W towards it. You want to go diagonal back and forth. So you want to, like, your movement wants to look like this. So you go this far, then you go this far, and then you go this far, stuff like that. Not like this. So that's not how this is how your movement should be in any given scenario. Kind of like that, instead of like this. And that would have prevented her from swinging you here and killing you. And look how absolutely fucking alpha male your Phoenix is. He runs out of the Viper smoke with a flash. He knows what's up. He knows how to win this. This is how you should be. You should be running out of the smoke, using your utility. So a big part of Jett is using your utility like reactively. So like, you see a person, you dash away. But you need to have the thought in mind of where you're going to dash at what time. And like, so like, if you see an enemy, so you should have a contingency plan. Like, if I peek here and I see an enemy, I'm going to dash this direction. Should always be thinking about what you're going to be doing before you do it. And again, right here, you're letting your teammates swing, and then you're just absolutely baiting the shit out of them. Okay. We're going in with our knives and our Phoenix. This is good. This is the aggression I like to see. Okay, now we need to find a place to play with our operator that's not right here. Also, why are you aiming so high? This is a really bad angle for the operator because the enemies are really only likely to show you their head. And, well, as you can see there, it's a lot harder to hit somebody's head with the operator than you'd think, especially because it only takes a body shot to kill them, and then the enemy can just pre-aim you and peek you and then one-tap you. So that is a complete positioning error from you. You need to put yourself in a position where the enemies are going to be peeking you in a much wider and more open area. So for example, front gen is really good. You could play in hell watching door, but this angle is a no-go, always a no-go, especially with an operator. All right, so if you're playing middle here, don't buy the classic. You always want to buy a ghost if you're going to play middle. Also, you have $400. If you're buying a classic, you need to buy your smokes at least, or at least one smoke. Knowing that they're A main and tiles, or sorry, knowing that there's B main players and one in tiles should immediately force you to rotate towards B. Like, look at the minimap. Look at the fucking minimap. Look, they're out B, bro. They're out B. You got tunneled. You tunneled like crazy there, like really, really hard. So we see the enemy Jett in tiles at 137. And she kills your cat player here. Then at 127, 10 seconds later, which is more than enough time for the Jett to go back to B main, we see the chamber here, and then we see the sage there, and then we see them push out onto site. So the chamber is pushed out onto site, and you spend 30 seconds watching middle here when you should really need, like, you need to support your Sova here. Absolutely, you should be supporting your Sova whenever something is happening. Just give up mid. It's going to take, so you can think of it like this. It's going to take longer for the Jett to get all the way up middle behind you than it's going to take for you to go and support your Sova here. So you can cut off the Jett sidelines. If she pushes up mid, you cut her off by going into market. She pushes into market, you cut her off by going into site. And if she comes into site, you cut her off by either falling back or, you know, fighting her then. So you're wasting more of the enemy's time by going to help your teammate than they are wasting of yours. So you let them waste way too much of your time here before you decide to push out. You're lucky Anton is an absolute Giga Chad and got all those kills because you were absolutely just throwing the round like right there. And then, like, look at this. Look how not ready and panicked you are. So you know one is on site. You reload while shifting out into the open here, and that forces you to waste your dash. There's no need for you to do that. And right here, you're wasting ammo by like spamming a wall that he's likely not behind. And again, like, you don't need to peek this. Your Astra's in market ready to peek him. And then look, you're spamming again. You're wasting so many bullets thinking that you're going to kill him through the wall. Let me tell you this. The only time you kill somebody through a wall is if they like stand still, if you have a radar dart, or if they're very close to the wall. Like right here, you're not going to get that kill and he's just going to run at you because you're reloading. You see how easy it is to just kill somebody that's reloading? All right, look how far away you are from that box. This is, okay, so one thing we need to know is the sheriff can one-shot from 30 meters. So up to 30 meters. How the fuck do you write? So 30 meters. Now from here to here is probably like 35 meters. So you need to close the distance by going up to the steps. Like, you're pushing up way too late. Like, you should have been up here checking that angle before you, you know, before your teammate had gotten pushed. That was a good shot. Nice. So like at the very start of the round, you should be on the barrier, pushing up either to check top middle or ready for them to push cat. Like, as soon as this Jett throws her smoke down here, this is actually the most insanely perfect opportunity for you. So if you're up in this Jett smoke here and you know, like, you hear him stomping down cat, you just peek the Jett smoke, shoot him in the back of the head as your Phoenix fights them on cat, and then you're pincering them. Like, you have a really, really strong pincer. And even if there is one tiles and they kill you, then that means your Sova kills them. There's just so much here that you needed to be doing earlier than you did. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you guys in the next video.